So, what does the Chicago Treasurer's Office do?
The treasurer is one of 3 elected citywide offices, along with the mayor and city clerk. We're a balance of power. The treasurer's office does not raise your taxes or spend money. We invest the city's money. And we educate small businesses and residents of how they can invest and make money too. Think of us as the city's financial gardener. We make money grow. The Chicago Treasurer's Office. We're a valued resource that's worth a fortune.
Hey, welcome to day 5 Smart Money Week with the City of Chicago Treasurer's Office. My name is Audrey Green Hawkins, and I'm from Goldman Sachs. I'm the Outreach Director for Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, and I am very excited to be presenting our program to you today. So before I get started into our program that we have from Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, I'd like to just share a few pages of key facts that I put together on developing and sustaining successful business relationships. And this is one of the things that we talk about at Goldman Sachs in our program. Why does a business relationship matter? First off, everybody that has a business, you already know that to basically succeed, you have to have a business relationship with somebody, whether it's banks, whether it's advocates, whether it's competitors, whether it's clients, whomever. You have to have business relationships. And really, those business relationships is what builds and helps grow your business. Referrals, retaining clients, word of mouth. This is what establishes those long-term relationships. And this is where you get brand advocates that produce successful outcomes. And when I say brand advocates, just to point out a couple of things, like when you say a brand advocate, what is that really? A brand advocate is somebody who is supportive of who you are, of your brand, of your company, your business. Think about a particular brand that you like, whether it's a store, a Target, whether it's a Macy's, whether it's a particular brand that you like. If it is, a Coach brand, if you love that brand or you really like it and you support what they do, you purchase their product, you use their service, you become a brand advocate. And that's what you want your clients and people to do for you. So relationships, they build trust, they create loyalty. This is really what helps build your business. Of course, people coming into the business or using your services and or your product, of course, obviously, the cash is going to build your business, but the relationships gets you to that point. So employees also, I put in here, and I wanted to talk about that, is that employees also, they help to build the trust and they help build your professional network. Because if your employees are advocates of your business, then of course they continue to share that with others, and that helps it again to grow and be more successful. Building working relationships, again, is that long-term, it produces a long-term success for your business, any business. We've all had connections with businesses that we really like, and we do business with them repeatedly, whether it's a restaurant, again, a clothing store, whether it's our dry cleaners, it could be a realtor, it could be anybody. But this is what helps us to produce those strong connections and strong relationships, which helps you to have the customer retention. And customer retention is important, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Why are business relationships important for your business? Building business relationships, it improves your communication skills. And a lot of people don't like to talk in front of people. This is your business. You are the one who can promote your business. Really, all you have to do is talk to your business. If you talk about it, if you're enthusiastic about it, then other people, that rubs off and it shows for other people. So this is where I would definitely say this helps you to improve your communication skills, whether you really want to or not, because you have to talk about it. It's yours. It's your baby. So again, this is where you're going to thrive and shine, and it helps to build your confidence about the brand, about the business. And the more you talk about it, to be honest with you, the better and the easier it comes. It's easier to negotiate deals. It's easier to navigate business relationships just because you're able to talk about it. And when people really see that you're genuine about your business or you're enthusiastic about it, it does show and it does rub off. Customers will remain loyal to your business. Again, I can't stress that enough, that loyalty, we've all been loyal to a brand. Whether it's a car dealership, like I said, a brand, a service, we're all loyal. So we all know what loyalty means to a business. And when you get new customers, you want them to be loyal. You want them to refer you. This is where you want to try to focus on driving the innovation, thinking of ways that's going to consistently bring in new customers and also create the brand loyalty. Because if you have somebody that comes once, how do you get them back? How do you get them to share the word about your business? Another thing that I want to talk about, like why are business relationships important, is because you want to get in the habit of people that you do business with, whether it's a client, whether it's a business to business, anybody that you do business with, get into the habit of having regular communication with them. Regular communication is important because it builds the long-term relationships, it fosters that, and it also builds trust. You don't want to just call somebody when you need them, because then they'll know, if you get in the habit of doing that, they expect to only hear from you when you need something from them. And that's not a relationship. Nobody likes to only hear from somebody when they need something. So you want to get in the habit of making constant or regular communication with people you do business with. Again, whether it's business to business or even if it's a client, just to say hello, just to say, I was just calling to follow up on a service or product, calling to see how things are. Maybe we can just grab coffee, just to chat, expecting nothing. But again, that's what forges relationships. And like any other personal relationship, business relationships require constant maintenance. So you have to focus on the ongoing communication. If it's a customer, you just want to maybe send out something to say, hey, how's it going? Hey, how did that go? Did it work for you? Is there anything we could do better? People love to know that you are supporting them or connecting with them after they've used your product or service. So how to build these authentic business relationships. So again, I just said, okay, why do you need them? How do you build them? Now it's how. Hallmarks of good business relationships, they include trust, loyalty, and communication. That is pretty much it. If people trust you, they will be loyal to you and they will consistently communicate with you. Think about when you've had good communication. I will say a bank. If you trust the bank, the lender that you do business with, you will continue to do business with them. So banks are a good example of when how you decide you're going to bank with somebody. How you decide, okay, it could even be a car dealership. I am an advocate for car dealerships. If a dealership has showed me that I can trust them, pretty much, they are there to service me afterwards. They communicate with how things going. They follow up. I can get them when I need them. That builds a relationship. So those are things that I say they would establish the relationships. So some of them. So here we go. Identify how you can provide additional value. I think that's key. Most people, especially if you have a business and you're a new business, they want to know, what can you do for them? Just like any of us, we want to know, what can you do for me? So think about how you can provide an additional value to your clients other than what they have already. So again, if you're a new business coming into, an area, then you think about, what can I do for you that you weren't currently getting from whoever they've been doing business with before. Next, you want to listen to what they're saying. You can gain a lot of information and insight simply by listening. So listen to what they're saying when they're talking, and really kind of pay attention to what they're saying when they're not saying it. Next, you want to work on your communication skills. This is important because when you have a business, you have to be able to talk to it. You have to be able to present it. You have to be knowledgeable about it, and you have to be well versed in it. So you have to learn how to do all of those things. And in addition, be able to talk to anybody about your business. Don't be shy because this person is a president, this person, they owns this or that. You have to be able to talk to anybody because it is your business and you want to get there. So you are your best advocate. So build those great communication skills. Have excellent customer service is probably, I should have had it number one, but this is my most favorite when I say how to build authentic business relationships. Have excellent customer service. Customer service is very hard to get, at least good customer service is very hard to get now. So when you do get it, most people remember it. I am one who definitely, I'll remember good customer service. And if I don't even like the product so much, I'll go shop them or use that service just because they gave me the best customer service. And what is good customer service? What is excellent customer service? Following through, treating people like their money is valuable, like their business is valuable, and not just taking their money and letting them be on their way. If there's an issue, follow up. Make sure that person is satisfied to the best of your ability. Don't just say, okay, well, I'm not going to pay attention to them. Okay, they're wrong. Even if they are wrong, try to satisfy them. Because again, word of mouth can hurt your business more than anything. So following through with any customer complaint, even if they are wrong, making sure that they are satisfied to the best that you can do. And again, just following up after they've used your product or service, make sure that you follow up to see how it went. Is there anything else I can do for you? Is there anything I can do to improve? People love to hear that, especially since they don't get it now. So anytime you do that, I think it will enhance your business and your clientele. Partner with other businesses. This is important because so many times marketing is expensive. So anytime you can partner with another business to spread the word about your product, to increase sales, it's a great thing. And most companies, a lot of companies are doing that now. Partnerships are pretty commonplace. If you have a small business and you're in an area, you can have, say, real estate, partner with other businesses you can put flyers in. You can partner on a deal. You can partner with an interior service company. You can partner with a store. You can do anything. Partnering is, again, that's the focus of a lot of companies now and businesses that are doing grassroots, because it's an easy way, it's an inexpensive way to share knowledge about your business and to gain sales. So partnering is pretty crucial right now. Focus on mutual success. There is enough pie for everybody to eat. So make sure that you're not so stuck on, I'm trying to climb over the top of everybody else for my business to grow. Because again, there's enough room for everybody. So if we're all focused on mutual success for everybody, then I think we all thrive. That's one of the things that I really try to focus on. If I can help anybody, I will absolutely help you and help your business grow, because I think it's important for everybody to get some pie. Build trust and establish credibility. Building trust and established credibility is, I will say, another key factor that I will focus on. People, if they trust you, if a business trusts you, if people trust you, they will be back. And it establishes you as being reputable, credible, and your word is good. So if you have great word on the street, then people will come back and they will say, oh no, I trust them. They're good. So that's what you want people to say about your business and about you. And if they can say that, that in itself establishes you as a dynamic brand. Focus on relational value, not transactional value. And what does this mean? Focusing on relational value means you focus on building a relationship, not simply the transaction for that moment. I will tell you that, I've gone into like fast food restaurants, and I think that's probably my biggest beef is that going to fast food restaurants, the customer service has typically been not the best. So people just take your money. There's no smile, there's no hello, there's no greeting. Next. And that's what you get. And okay, what do you want? And they take your money and you go. That's a transaction. There is no relationship that I have established, not even a smile, not even a hello. So focus on, building a relational value. So if you have a relationship, that will get you more business than simply the transaction, because a transaction can be one time. You can have a great transaction at one time and people never come back and you never see any more money from that. So again, relational value and not transactional value. And then treat people like they're your friends and family, because again, people want to know that you mean something and that their money means something to you and that you really appreciate their service. You really appreciate doing business with them, which I'm going to kind of tie into this, put your customer first. Putting your customer first is kind of goes up there with that customer service. So again, your customer can be totally wrong, but you want to do your best to please them. You can't please everybody. I'm not going to say you can. However, you want to make sure that they feel like they're first when they come into the store, for most people, because that is truly why people shop a lot of businesses, because they feel like the business means something. Now, there are certain businesses where you don't have a choice because they're kind of the only ones, or they're limited in where they can go. However, putting your customer first, for me, means I'll be back. When you put your focus on me, when you give me great customer service, I'll be back. So I think those are key. So just to reiterate, my name is Audrey Green Hawkins, and I'm the Outreach Director for Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. You can see here my email and my phone number in case you need to contact me. So right now, I'm going to start telling you about, I've kind of focused on the customer service part, which is some of the key points that we go into in the Goldman Sachs program. But now I'm going to tell you more about the program itself. Goldman Sachs, we have a program called 10,000 Small Businesses. What I do, I am the outreach director. So I basically, I network, I go to events, and I talk to small business owners, and I recruit business owners into the program. The program is a free business education program. And again, it is free. There is no cost to the business owner. And what we do is we want to educate small business owners to help their business grow. So to give you a little insight on how this got started, Goldman Sachs realized about 12 years ago that small businesses fund and fuel the economy. Big businesses do not. So the small businesses are the ones that pretty much grow the economy. They hire employees, they invest in the community, and they decided that they wanted to help small businesses across the country and the nation grow. So they invested $500 million into a program called Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses about 12 years ago. And they wanted to invest in 10,000 businesses and to help them grow. Well, here we are about 12 years later, and we're over 13,000 small businesses that we've educated and helped grow. And in Chicago alone, there are over 1,000 that have gone through our program. So that kind of gives you a background on that, because people are like, what? Here's the catch. What's the catch? There is no catch. In December of 2020, Goldman Sachs put another $250 million into the previous $500 million to continue the program. So we've not only exceeded the 10,000 small businesses that we've educated, we are continuing forward with the program. To give you a little bit more insight, To date, we've helped 1,200 plus in the Chicago. I think I think it's almost 1,200 in the Chicago area. But in addition, we have a program, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, a program that we work with the political side, and it's small businesses. Goldman Sachs helps businesses work with the political side to make change in legislature, and that helps small businesses. To date, 750 million businesses have been invested in across the country. And right now we're in over 50 states and Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. And what's not here is that we are in 19 sites across the country as far as actual locations that host the program. In Chicago, the program is hosted at Harold Washington College. And we meet on Fridays, and I'll give you some more insight, but we meet on Fridays all day, because that is commonly the question of when do we meet and how do we meet. So here is a video that we're going to play for you right now.
Our guiding principle in this country is equality of opportunity, and 10,000 small businesses is a big part of that.
I love making coffee. I love talking about coffee. Yeah, I love coffee a lot.
The part I love about my business is that it fixes lives.
Any sort of artwork that you see on clothing when you're in a store, we've probably made it.
We are an energy solutions company.
We are a mechanical contracting firm based out of Philadelphia.
Healthy food company. We're based in Harlem.
Conyears-Ervin, Detroit, Miami.
When I started my company, we had one employee. The second day, we had one employee and a coffee pot. Almost every big business was a small business.
We had no business background when we started.
The hard part is keeping the business afloat.
There has been a lot of challenge involved with the family and also a company that wants to grow at the same time.
The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program gets you in the mindset to stop working in the business and work on the business.
To be put in a room with 23 other people.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Velotion.
It made so much sense. And that every day that I left there was something on my list that I could immediately apply to my business.
At the time I took the program, we had 13 employees. And now after the program, we have over 100.
Our income was $400,000. Now we are over $3.5 million.
When we expand from 2 to 5 locations, we will about double the amount of employees.
My company is going to skyrocket.
To be able to create jobs and have a positive impact on our community.
We're doing a service that our society really needs.
The work that you do is just all around you.
Sincere Most is graduating from high school. Give him a hand.
When I meet a small business person, I never feel better about the prospects of the United States and the strength of our people, and that the American trajectory in the world is secure for another generation.
Okay. So that would give you a little bit of information about the overall program and alumni who have gone through the program. So to give you more insight on the program, it's a free practical business education program. It's 13 weeks, and it is peer-to-peer. Industries. I get the question commonly, like, what industries participate? Is it all one industry? It is not. It is all industries. So there are salons, spas, restaurants, consulting, accounting, doggy businesses, you name it. It runs the gamut of business owners in the program. And it is peer-to-peer learning. So you're working with a peer, a cohort during the program for the 13 weeks that you really will become very close to. The program, typically we have in a cohort 35 to 40 people, business owners in each cohort. We have 3 cohorts per year. We have the fall cohort, which starts in September. It's September through December. The winter cohort is January through April, and the spring-summer cohort is May through August. So in the cohort, you meet every week with your peers. It's very interactive. It's very hands-on. You will come out of the program with a written 5-year growth plan. And let me explain what that is. The 5-year growth plan is where you, as a business owner, you know that this is your business. I have established it. I've done all of the groundwork, the legwork. Now I'm making some money in it. Now, what do I do next? I'm making money in it, but I want it to grow. How do I do that? This is where the Goldman Sachs program comes in. So we help you grow your business. What does that mean? That means that however you envision your business to be or where it to be in 5 years, that's what we do. So to give you an example, in the cohort, we've had people say, we ask in 5 years, where do you want to be? One person said, I want to be on a beach. I want to have sold this business. I want to be on a beach, relaxing. Another person said, I'm not ready to retire. I'm still new. I'm still young-ish, and I want to keep growing. Another person said, I want it to be a succession plan. I want to, retire, but I want to be able to pass this down to my children, whomever. So everybody has a different idea of where they want their business to be in 5 years. You could be, I want to have a manufacturing plant this size. I want to grow my business from this point to this volume. So in 5 years, you have to plan that out. So when you come out of the program, you will have it already written because we make sure that you write it. So when you come out, it will not be a general thing. This will be specifically written to plan and to achieve the goals that you want for your business within 5 years, I guess is the easiest way to put it. To help you do that, you have a business advisor. The program comes with everybody in the cohort will have a business advisor that is dedicated to them. So you don't have anybody that's just a business advisor on paper. This will be an actual business advisor that you work with throughout the week. They come out to your place of business. So it is not designed that we're going to just have you a business advisor in name only, and here you're going to write this. It does not go that way. Everything that you learn in the program, it builds each week. And it's something that you can use as practicum experience that you can use in your business every time you leave the class. Access to capital and network of support. The common question that I get regarding capital is, do you all help us? Do you all give loans? No, we don't give loans. We don't give funding. What we do is we give you the tools to have access to the capital. So we have the community development financial institutions that come into the program. They meet with everybody. We have various types of funding lenders that fund come in and they meet with the cohort. And then we also have them work with them one-on-one while they're there that day or days so that they can actually talk to the lenders and find out their needs and help them get the funding that they need. So again, we introduced the cohort to various types of lenders and with a variety of criteria that is not so standard, but they are used to lending to small business owners. And then once you have your growth plan, your financials, which we also help you do, and I'll go through that in a second, that's where the lending comes in. So we actually help you gain access to capital and tell you how to get the capital instead of just saying, I need it. And to tie into this, the other thing is when you say access to capital, we get a lot of people that say, I just need money. I need funding. I need money. Well, the key thing is if we gave you the money or if you got the money, what would you do with it? And we go through that in the program. That's where your growth plan comes in because you have to have it written in order to gain access to the capital. Most lenders want to know, what are you going to do with it? So again, tying that to that growth plan, when you write it and you have it written, your growth plan that you come out of the program with is something you can take to a bank. And that way they see it written It is like a business plan of how I want the money to go. And here's my 5-year plan. Here are my financials. Here's my plan. In addition to the capital portion, the network of support is amazing. And I say that not even like easily. The network of support is, I will say, awesome. Because even just for me, you are partnering with everybody in your cohort. You're partnering with everybody that's an alum of Goldman Sachs, whether they're in this city or the Chicago market, across the country. If they know that you are an alum, they are willing to help you and support you. And that is so important. So the alum network is so tight, and every industry, whatever you need, you can find somebody to help you that were an alum. So that is extremely important. And we follow you afterwards. So just because you complete the program does not mean that you're done with Goldman Sachs. We have an alumni program as well. So that is tied to keeping you abreast of everything going on in the legislation, which I'll revise and go back to in a second. But the legislation, just connecting with your peers, having access. Some of the peers have access to capital. They have access to whatever it is you need. And that's where the networking and having that peer-to-peer contact comes in. During the program, the 9 modules and clinics that you will have, this gives you a breakdown of what you'll be doing each week. And these are the topics that are covered. It is, again, a comprehensive program. As one alum told me, they felt like they went in as a business owner and came out as a CEO, because the program really does help you change the way you think about your business. And as they said in the video, it helps you to work on your business and not necessarily in the business. Because a lot of times we're so busy working in the business, the day-to-day grind, the day-to-day, hustle of it, that we don't have time to work on the actual growth of it. And that's where we come in. So we kind of force you to actually sit down and do that. So the first week is orientation. Then we go into you and your business, growth and opportunities. And this is the part that the growth and opportunities is where you really have to think about what I want for my business. And really, what is my 5-year growth plan? Besides, I just need funding. I just need capital. Where do I want this business to actually be in 5 years? And it really, that one is probably my favorite mod, because it really forces you to think about where I really want it to be, instead of just saying I want it to grow and I want to make money. You have to sit down and define it and know, if I had the money, where is it going? And what are the opportunities for my business specifically? So each week, it is not just general. Each week is very specific to your business. So you're going to be working on your business every week. The money and metrics is also, I think, a key part of it. This is one of the ones that people hate, but it's also one of the ones that's the most important, because although you may have an accountant, because we all hear it, I have an accountant, you still should know how we don't make you do any of this. We make you understand the numbers, understand assets, liabilities, and we break it down where it's very simplistic. So you know how to read your profit and loss statement. You know how to read your balance sheet. And even some people, they know how to do it. They learn how to do it. But it helps you to understand your money as it relates to your business. And you are the leader. It's the people, the marketing and selling, operations and processes. Each one of these things you're going to specifically tailor to your business. Being bankable. This is where we have a lot of the CDFIs, the financial institutions, come in and they work with you and they help you determine what's the best funding, what's the best route. And they work with the class, and then they work with them individually during the class that day. Actions for growth. So all of this culminates to your growth plan. In addition, you have the various clinics here, which is the financial statements workshop, forecasting negotiation clinic, the lender clinic, which is extremely important, and the digital marketing clinic. So all of these play a vital part of the program and what anybody in the cohort goes through. Results of the program: 67% have increased their revenues within 6 months, which is, again, what you want to do. 86% of the alumni do business with each other. And that is absolutely 100% true. 47% create new jobs within 6 months, and we have a 97% graduation rate. So what does that mean? That most people that go through the program, they're very serious about their business. They're serious about wanting to grow it and improve it. So they're usually very excited. I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from everybody that has gone through our cohorts. Everybody, because it is such a dynamic cohort to go through. And I probably should update this because I have it in here. Over 940 land in Chicagoland have graduated the program, which was in the winter. So now we have actually, I think I did this fall. So now we have over 1,000 that have gone through the program. And these are Chicagoans that you may know that have completed the program. Quite a few business owners have gone through our program. Krishan Lampley, she's been in a lot of things, and I know she's doing the Black Women's Expo. She graduated our program. Teresa Ging, she graduated the program as well. And she's going to be honored by NABO if anybody's a member of NABO. So she's highlighted there. But we have people all over the city that have successfully completed the program. And now I have a video of our summit, and I'll talk about the summit after you see the video. And this is of the alumni.
KSB is so inspirational and empowering. We have the largest gathering ever of small business owners in our nation's capital. And it's really about them making their voices heard. What are the tangible solutions that small business owners need to grow their business, to contribute even more to the economy?
Being around thousands of other business owners is an infectious feeling, and that's why I love being here.
We uplift and empower each other. It's so amazing to be a part of the group.
One of the most important things I can take away is knowing that I'm not alone in my entrepreneurship journey.
It's about not getting to the top by yourself. It's helping everybody rise to the top together.
Okay, so what that was, to explain that video, last July, Goldman Sachs paid for they basically paid for anybody that wanted to go. But if you were an alumni of the program, Goldman Sachs paid for the alumni to go to Washington, D.C. We have a summit approximately every 2 years. So Goldman Sachs paid for the alumni to go. It was a weekend, 4 days, and all expense paid to D.C. Goldman Sachs footed the bill. And it was an opportunity for alumni to get together to basically share their concerns, to meet with legislators, the key speakers. There were so many celebrities there. There was George W. Bush was a speaker, Warren Buffett, Ryan Reynolds, Gwyneth Paltrow, the owner of Spanx, et cetera, et cetera. So they had all of these dynamic people come into the summit and speak during that 4-day period with various workshops. And just an opportunity for them to meet with legislators as well. Goldman rented out the stadium because now you can't go to the Capitol. So Goldman rented out the stadium for the alumni to come to talk to legislators that they had come to the meeting so they could voice their concerns about different laws as they relate to businesses, funding, grants, etc. So that was really an exciting summit that people are still talking about that I had the opportunity to go. So it's just, like I said, it's great opportunity to continue the ongoing support that Goldman provides for the business owners that complete the program. So what you just saw was the 10KSB, like an alumni summit. Again, that happens approximately every 2 years. We also have the voices part you see here. That's the part that I was talking about where Goldman now started because they realized after you graduate the program, a lot of business owners still had issue with various like laws and things like that that affect them in various states. So we have a voices section, a voices, I guess, division that helps small businesses voice their concerns and help get laws changed that would negatively impact them and or laws passed that will positively impact them. And we have the voices in the states and we have them in the country so that they can get together and have the opportunity to share concerns and then get make changes with the laws as they affect them. The fellows, here we go with the fellows. That is a program, it's in the beta testing mode, but the fellows program is a program that Goldman has started. And again, it's in a testing mode where Goldman pays for college students that want to intern in a particular industry. So if you had a business that you needed an intern, and that that college student was interested in working with you, or that person was interested in working in your business and industry and needed to get trained, Goldman pays the salary or pays the hourly rate. I want to say it's $20 an hour. They pay the hourly rate for them to come and work with you. And in turn, you get the opportunity to have them as an intern working in your business where you don't have to pay the salary. Goldman does. So again, that's in the testing phase because again, that's more opportunity for you to grow, for you to get help that you don't have to pay for. And it's also a chance to educate someone else that is interested in your industry. And the summit here, again, I just talked to that. So now I've talked about this program. I've told you all about it. How do you qualify? So the qualifications, and again, let me just, before I even start with the qualifications, the premise here is that Goldman wants to help you grow your business. Now, this is not a startup. It's not for startups. At this point, there are programs that are for startups, but this one is not one of them. So again, for those people that have started their business, again, it's up and running. You know, I'm making some money, but now how do I grow it? I don't know how to grow it. I just know I'm running it. I'm in the grind of it day to day. So now how do I expand this business? This is where we come in. So qualifications, you have to be the owner or co-owner of the business. If you are a successor, somebody's passing it down, a relative is passing it down, you know, we also will consider that, but basically the owner or co-owner of the business. You have to be in the business 2 years or more. So the business has to be 2 or more years old. The revenue has to be $75,000 or more. If, you know, you are at 60 right now already, for instance, and you know you'll hit the 75, okay, because the next program starts in September. So there are some gray areas, but for the most part, you have to make 75,000 in revenue or more. The revenue for the business owners that go through our program ranges from 75,000 to 8 to 10 million. So although those companies that go through the program are doing millions of dollars in business, they still go through the program because it is a Goldman Sachs program. And the program is very structured by Goldman Sachs. You also need to have 2 full-time employees. So here we go. You can consider yourself one of the full-time employees. Also, you can, if you have 2 part-timers, we would consider that, it's kind of a gray area, we would consider that to be a full-timer. So again, you can consider yourself the owner as a full-timer, and then you need another full-timer. If anybody has any questions about any of this, you can always email me or call me, and I can give you more insight on it if anybody was just unsure before they complete the application. You also have the desire to grow and create jobs. That's pretty much the criteria for the business, for your application. Again, if you have any questions about the application process or what the qualifications are, I would say email me before you apply so that I can answer any questions for you before you get to the application process. Questions about when our next cohort begins. We are now, the summer cohort begins in May, which is a couple weeks. So we are taking applications now for our fall cohort, which starts September 14th and it goes through December 15th. So the next cohort is going to be cohort 36, which means that we've had 36 cohorts that have gone through in the last 12 years. So cohort 36 starts in the fall, September 14th, and it goes through December 15th. The deadline to apply is June 6th. So if anybody is interested in applying, the deadline to apply is June 6th. If you apply after that, it will go to the winter cohort that starts in January. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. How can I apply? What's the site to apply? You can apply at www.10ksbapplyshop.com. If you were interested in Chicago, you can just go to 10ksbchicago.com. But to apply, basically, is 10ksbapply.com. And when you go on and it's like, how did I hear about the program? You know, who referred me? You can write CTO or Chicago Treasurer's Office. Here is my information again. Audrey Green Hawkins, I'm the Outreach Director for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. My email is agreenhawkins@ccc.edu. agreenhawkins@ccc.edu. So you can reach me there. And Randy Kravitz is our Executive Director. And again, if you want to apply, 10ksbapply.com and reference CTO. If you need me to go back, you can. Let's see. Any questions that we have? What programs are available for startups and what is considered a startup for Goldman Sachs? Okay. We have the Women in Business program that's it's a 10 or 11 week cohort right now for women. That's the next one that has started. It started at the beginning of 2022. And the response was so overwhelming, they had a waiting list, but they are back open now. In fact, I met someone over the weekend who had just got accepted. So they were going to do that one. So the Women in Business, you can look that up. That one is for new businesses, and the criteria is not the same as this program. There are a lot of programs that are out there, not necessarily Goldman Sachs, that are for new business owners and for startups. If anybody is interested, I have a list of them that I can absolutely give out to anybody that's interested. They can email me at agreenhawkins@ccc.edu, and I will be more than happy to give you a list of businesses or organizations that help startups. And they have programs specifically designed for startups. I have a list of them now because I refer you. Goldman Sachs, what do we consider a startup? We consider a startup anybody, but I mean, you can be 2 years in and you're not a startup. The startup is really just beginning, but you can still be a new business and be 2 years old and apply if you have the revenue and the other qualifications. Okay, here's a question. If a business owner is inspired to enter the fall cohort, what must they do now to be best prepared for a successful application? Okay, what must they do? They must, they can contact me. But again, they must meet those 4 qualifiers, be the owner or co-owner, 2 years in business, 75,000 revenue minimum, and they have to have 2 full-time employees. Again, I can if you give me your scenario with the employees, I can explain that to you in detail to help you to qualify. But otherwise, that's the general, those are the general qualifiers. I'm trying to think. That's pretty much it. But again, I will walk you through. If anybody has any questions, do I qualify? What do you think? Email me, because that's the best way to get me, and I can give you, more detailed information on a one-on-one basis. Any other questions? No more?
Look like we have any more questions for today. So I would like to thank you, Audrey Green Hawkins, for joining us for our final workshop for Money Smart Week 2023. The Goldman Sachs program is an amazing program. If you all are interested, the link to apply here is on the screen. Please tell them that the CTO sent you when applying by referencing that you heard about this program from the CTO. If you have any questions for Audria, her contact information is in the chat, but the video will be available for replay, so you can watch it at your leisure, and her contact information is in the presentation. We want to thank you for joining us, and we want to thank everyone who came out every day this week for Money Smart Week. We look forward to seeing you again next year when Money Smart Week happens in 2024. And stay tuned at Chicago Treasurer's Office, www.chicagocitytreasurer.com, or on social media for more information. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great weekend. And Audria, again, thank you for this wonderful, inspiring, and educational presentation today. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend.